failures. I'm pretty sure, you had a massively successful life, but I'm sure you've had your own share of failures. And it's integral to all of our lives. How have you dealt with failures, and what would you say to others who were struggling and who, sometimes they lose hope? How have you dealt it yourself?
So, like I told you earlier in the interview, I've never let my failures really go to my heart.
Yeah.
But I am built that way. Not many people are built that way.
Have you experienced real
I've
abject
had more
failures?
failures than successes. I've been here for 30 years. You've only heard 3 of my films' name. What does that mean? That means in 30 years I've had 2 hits. Have you heard of another actor who's still here, who's still being interviewed, and who has had 2 hits in his entire career? Kabil and Shootout and
you're being modest and humble.
No, I'm not being modest. I'm being truthful. I never, I don't like to bullshit about my achievements or hide my failures. My failures have been very public. Like I said, when I was launched, they said that this bugger is going to shake Shah Rukh Khan and he's going to shake the firmament. And it was out in the print. And people used to come and interview me and they used to call me all sorts of names, the Hanka Chanka male and all of that. It felt very good, right?
Yeah.
Now, there are 2 ways of looking at it. It should make you feel good and make you try harder.
Right.
Okay, if they are saying this, that means they are seeing potential.
Yeah.
Let me realize
my potential. Yeah.
With me, the other thing happened. With me, I got too cocky, too big for my boots because my first show, Swabhimaan, went through the roof.
Oh, it was...
People had never seen anybody like me on Indian television. Now, an intelligent man would have said, okay, that's because times are changing. Till now, it was the time of the Ashok Kumars and the quintessential, those kind of actors on television, rooted.
Right.
Now, suddenly this urban, suave guy has come in on Indian television, which was unheard of, wearing pink suits and lilac suits.
Yeah.
So people, I think they enjoyed my character.
And it broke a lot of traditional stereotypes of...
Oh my God, it broke all
characters.
sorts of stereotypical, all ceilings, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And I think somewhere instead of... I enjoyed that success majorly, but I didn't put in the extra effort towards my craft. I thought I've become Midas. Anything I touch is going to turn gold. It doesn't happen that way.
Right.
I never shied away from working hard, or it was never that I'd give my 99%. I used to give my 100% to anything. But I didn't, I think I became too cocky and very impatient by nature. I'd want to finish things fast, and if you're not thinking as quickly as me, which nobody does,
You
right?
sort of lose your patience.
It's impossible. I would lose my patience, and then probably the work would not be good. But even my shit work was working. So for a young kid from Ahmedabad who was 21 years old, I started to believe that मैं तो मतलब ये कर रहा हूँ, and my wife, who's a theatre actor, would tell me that, Rohit, you really need to work on your craft. And I used to tell her, you don't know how to act. The whole country is salivating about your boyfriend. And she, what can she say?
Right.
Had I listened to her and, treated my craft with a little more attention, I think I would have been able to say that I've had 20 hits, not 2. Having said that, the failures never affected me because I was so cocky.
Right.
It's a very strange answer. I was so cocky that the failures didn't affect me. Because it's okay. Projects have failed. I have not. I still believe that. I have not failed. You fail when you don't give your best.
Right.
You fail when you don't put in your best foot forward. You fail when you don't do your homework and go to the set. You fail.
You still did all of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I will know your lines.
Yeah.
I know your questions. I don't know my answers, but I know your questions. When I'm reading a script, I know my co-actors' lines. I know the description of the scene. I know everything like a blueprint in my mind.
Yeah.
And that's what a homework of any actor should be.
Look like him.
I don't understand going to the set and asking the assistant, "Arey, iske baad ki line kya hai?" Boss, you're an actor. While performing surgery, a doctor is not going to ask his assistant,
the next step? Right.
"Dude, what's the next thing? Where do I stitch next?" So I've done all of that, and which is why those failures didn't affect me personally. Maybe I made wrong choices in picking up the film scripts, which I did in hindsight. But again, I thought if I'm there, the picture will work, which it did. Successes, similar. I've enjoyed, Swabhimaan was definitely the biggest success of my life, career. And all actors at that time, most of them have disappeared.
Right. 30 years later,
30 years later, I'm still as fresh in the people's mind as Rishabh Malhotra.
Yeah.
So I call it my Sholay, you know.
Yeah.
And so I get excited, but that excitement is for the time being. The moment I go into the next film, I'm a brand new actor, I'm a newcomer, I'm a debutant.
Yeah.
So that's the way I've always treated my career. After a failure, I'm still a debutant. After a success, I'm still a debutant. I'm still learning, I'm still giving my best. My hunger has not even in the least, I don't feel satiated. My hunger is still there, the fire still burns bright. And every morning I tell myself that whatever comes to me now, again I'm going to do it like a newcomer. Because that energy, that rawness, all of that,
Yeah.
if you tell yourself, I'm there.
That's a
So
very
the advice
unique
I'd give
trait.
anybody, not only as an actor,
Yeah, for any
anybody who's
profession.
starting off in life, A, realize your skill set. B, hone your skill set every day.
Right.
Every day, hone your skill set. And 3, be patient. Today, things might not seem good. This too shall pass.
Yep.
Tomorrow, you have had a mega deal signed with a multinational. This too shall,
Shall pass. Yep.
आज जो है वो कल नहीं होने वाला है और ये तो लिखित है
Yeah.
तो वो नहीं होगा तो that's it यार I kept my life pretty simple that way.